Hello everyone, my name is Isabella Garcia, and today we're going to be going over When Waters Bleed Red, the rise of harmful algae blooms. You've probably heard of the term red tide before, but what does it really mean? Red tides are a type of harmful algae bloom, or HAB, that happens when microscopic algae such as dinoflagellates grows rapidly and out of control. These blooms change the water's color and release toxins that can be deadly to marine organisms, harm ecosystems, and even affect human health. In this satellite image, you can see how these blooms color the water along Florida's coast during a red tide event in 2023. Red tide events have been observed for centuries, but their frequency and severity are increasing due to human activities. Warm water temperatures, nutrient-rich runoff from farms and urban areas, and natural upwelling events create ideal conditions for blooms. For example, in the Gulf of Mexico, the species Carina brevis thrives under these conditions and is responsible for many of the toxic red tides in the region. Here we have the main culprit of red tides, K. brevis, a dinoflagellate at the center of many red tide events. This species produces a neurotoxin that can accumulate in shellfish and cause serious health problems for humans who consume them. These same toxins are also deadly to fish and other marine life. Understanding the biology of these organisms is key to predicting and managing red tides. Where do we mainly see red tides occur in the United States? Red tide events are common in the coastal regions where ocean currents and upwellings bring nutrients to the surface. Some of the most affected areas include the Gulf of Mexico, the U.S. Atlantic coast, and certain parts of the Pacific. In Florida, a red tide event that began in late 2017 lasted for nearly a year, killing hundreds of marine animals and bringing harm to tourism across the state. For short-term impacts of red tide events, there is just devastating effects on marine life. Again, the toxin released by species like K. brevis can kill fish, invertebrates, and disrupt the development of marine larvae. Even exposure to these blooms can result in massive fish kills and widespread ecological damage to sensitive species like red porgy and oysters. And in this image, we can see how even species as large as the humpback whale have been exposed to, if not cross-exposed to, multiple different types of red algae. Red tides are also harmful to human health. Breathing in airborne toxins can cause respiratory irritation, especially in those with asthma or other underlying conditions. Eating contaminated shellfish can result in paralytic shellfish poisoning, PSP. Economically, red tides hurt communities that rely on tourism and fishing, causing millions in losses each year. Long-term impacts of red tides goes beyond immediate fish kills. Repeated blooms can change the structure of coastal ecosystems, reduce biodiversity, and even shift the food webs. Human land use, like agriculture and urban development, add nutrients to coastal waters and increase the frequency of these events. Additionally, long-term exposure to toxins may even affect the freshwater and estuary systems nearby. When algae blooms die and decompose, they release greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, especially in hypoxic zones. This not only contributes to global warming, but also feeds into a dangerous climate feedback loop. Warmer ocean temperatures and increased nutrient runoff driven by climate change and human agriculture creates the ideal condition for red tides to thrive. In turn, red tides can worsen climate stressors like ocean warming and acidification, making marine ecosystems even more vulnerable and perpetuating the cycle. While some red tides occur naturally, their severity can be reduced through conservation efforts. Reducing fertilizer use and improving wastewater treatments helps limit nutrient pollution. Agencies like the NOAA use satellite data and water sampling to monitor and forecast harmful algae blooms, while nonprofits like the Mote Marine Laboratory, located in Florida, support public awareness through real-time monitoring and research. We all have a role in protecting ocean health, and small actions can make a big difference. Some of these can include conserving water, limiting fertilizer use, properly disposing household chemicals, choosing sustainably sourced seafood, and finally, staying informed. There are many different ways to get involved with red tides. The first link provides answers to frequently asked questions about red tides. The second link is to a community in Florida fighting against red tides. And the final link is a live satellite image of red tides and coasts in Florida. In conclusion, red tides are more than just a discoloration in the ocean. They're a warning sign. Caused by a combination of natural factors and human actions, red tides have serious impact on marine ecosystems, human health, and local economies. But by taking action, we can reduce their effects and work towards a cleaner, healthier ocean. Every small action counts. Thank you all for watching, and here is a list of my references.